Guys, welcome back to my channel. My stockings finally came in. Let me share them with you. How about that, huh? It's like real stocking material. Mason and Leah and Dad. I've always dreamed about having stockings over a real fireplace, and as growing up, we didn't have a fireplace in our home, and it's so cool that I can now say I have a fireplace with stockings over the fireplace. How about that? But hey guys, I hope everybody's been doing okay. Not much going on here. Same old, same old. I'm hoping things change a little bit in the next couple of months, especially with Mason as he gets a little older and we have more exciting adventures to share with you guys. I know Christmas is approaching, so that's exciting as well. Everybody's getting ready for Christmas, and but yeah, as far as Christmas goes this year, I didn't do a lot as far as presents go. Leah wanted her room. We kind of like redecorated her room, so she asked for a desk, a computer chair, just redoing her room completely. So pretty much got everything off her list from her two grandmas, so that was really nice. What else? Still breastfeeding. I'm going to try to go all the way up to a year. Mason has not had any teeth yet, but I'm assuming that's coming, so I'll have to keep everybody updated with that. I've read some stories about teething and breastfeeding, so we'll see. No, what I really wanted to get on here today about was talk about my induction. I'm 7 months postpartum, and I just want to kind of talk about just people who are you moms who are currently pregnant and you're due to give birth and you have the option to be induced. Let me tell you about my experience as far as that goes. So with Leah, I was not induced. It was I dilated on my own up to 3 centimeters, and then my body just stopped and I had to be induced. But it wasn't a planned induction. So that delivery in itself was just a nightmare, to say the least. That's why I did not have a kid until 12 years later. But so when I was pregnant with Mason, I was 36, so I was a geriatric pregnancy. So when everything's said and done, 40 weeks is here, and I have not dilated at all. So my midwife, I went with the midwife. I love my midwife experience this time versus just a regular OB. So she's like, let's set your induction date. I hear the word induction, being induced, I freak out, because I know when I was induced with Leah, it was a nightmare. Down to my epidural, to the actual delivery, I don't know. They gave me too much Pitocin. Too much Pitocin. Anyways, let's talk about this current one. So I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to go through that again. Can we just not let my body do its thing? But anyways, 40 weeks, she didn't want to push it too much because of the case of if you go over your due date too much, they say the placenta can start dying, which could lead to very bad things happening. I don't want to use any trigger words on here because I know people have experienced that before. So anyways, we scheduled me for 5 a.m. induction. So we go that next morning, 5 a.m. and as soon as I get logged in, they don't mess around. They put me in the bed. They put IVs in me. The girl, when she put my IV in, she blew a vein. I was like, oh great, here we go. Jeez. Anyway, so they start me on So they don't start me on Pitocin yet. So they wanted to, what was it? Soften my cervix. Because I wasn't a phase yet. Nothing was happening yet. I was almost 41 weeks. Nothing was happening. And anyway, so they put like, it's I forget the name of it. I'll have to look it up. I should have, this is kind of the spur of a moment kind of video. But they put, it's like antacid peel of some sort. I forget the name of it, but they, the doctor puts gloves on and she literally inserts the peel and sits it upon your cervix. I think it was every 4 hours we started another dose. Sure enough, that thing softened my cervix. It made me 100% unfazed. I think I had 2 doses of the pill. So I pretty much just laid in bed. I was chilling, watching TV, relaxing, right? So I get to the point and my body starts to dilate. Slowly but surely, I think I dilate up to maybe 3 centimeters. And then she offered the balloon. Okay, I have read about the balloon. I have read reviews that many women who get the balloon inserted in them, it is so uncomfortable. Not to scare anybody, but it's so uncomfortable and it hurts. And I said, please. I said, no, I don't want the balloon. Please, please, please. So we didn't do the balloon. We just let my body continue doing it on its own, which it did. So 10 hours later, maybe, we started talking about Pitocin. I think they started me on maybe 5 cc's. And then, sure enough, that started to help me dilate a little bit more. And then the contractions, they started. Ooh. And I already knew I was going to get the epidural, but the contractions started, and I was going with it. The thing is, at the end of the day, you don't get a reward or a medal or, an achievement title, do this without an epidural. To each their own. People, I wanted the epidural when I was ready. So I went through up to 4 centimeters. I mean, I was making animal noises. And I was like, oh my God. They were so bad. I was like, oh. Like it's intense. It is intense. And it's so hard to describe a contraction. A lot of people compare it to period pains, but it's like not even a really bad gas pain. Like contractions are just they're different all on its own. You can try to compare it the best that you can, but it's still different at the end of the day. But anyways, my contractions, when I had one, it would last probably for a good minute. Ooh. And they were getting shorter in between, like every 2 to 3 minutes. Ooh. And I couldn't relax because I was tensed up just from that pain. So I'm like, okay, I opted for the epidural. So they come in and give me the epidural. The epidural experience was awful. Let me tell you, her name was Dr. Powers. Okay, Dr. Powers. Anyway, she gets me set up. I'm sitting up on the bed, Oh, my contractions are going. And then she shoots me the epidural. And talk about pain shooting up your back. I think I hollered so bad that the nurses came in running. I think it aggravated the anesthesiologist because she's like, slow down. I'm like, yes. Okay, you're done? Okay. And I said, anyways, it hurt. It hurt. Oh, in that moment, it was like maybe 3 seconds of just, pain. She just pushed that epidural up in my spine. She didn't have any bedside manners, but let me tell you, she knew what she was doing. She knew what she was doing. Because as soon as she put that in me, I could not feel my legs. I couldn't feel my contractions anymore. It was amazing. So, if you have a good anesthesiologist, and if you're planning on getting the epidural, get it. Okay, with my first, I did not have a good anesthesiologist. He ended up sticking me 3 times. I still felt those contractions. Again, very traumatizing experience with my first. But yeah, and everything went very smoothly after that. I think 6 or 7 hours later we were ready to push. The point of this video is, if you can get a planned induction, I advise it. Absolutely. It's a very calm, controlled, and managed environment versus, you're at home, your water breaks, or, I don't know, you're just waiting around for things to happen, and all of a sudden you think things are happening, so you go to the hospital, things aren't happening, they send you back home. You know how that goes. You go to the hospital 2 or 3 times and they end up sending you back home. So, highly recommend a planned induction. Don't be afraid of it. Go with the flow. You're in control. Ask questions. Do your research. I was able to tell them they wanted to induce my Pitocin. I told them no. They didn't. My first one, I didn't know I had to say in things. I just thought they had a guide that they went by. I didn't know that I couldn't have a say in things. This time around, I had a lot to say. So anyways, if you're looking to get a planned induction, I advise it. Alright, guys. Well, thanks for taking the time to watch my words. Taking the time to watch this video about induction. So I hope it was somewhat informative. I don't want to say educational, but just my personal experience, if it can help somebody out.
This could be good for me.
About my birthing, or
lately I was feeling like I need a purpose.
And I will get back to you. Alright?
But when you talk to me, give me the impression that I won't scratch your surface. And I could walk for days, searching for your praise. But is it even there to find?